Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. I am Kyle Jellings. This is the Neighborhood Watch presented by All-American Bail Bonds on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We're also streaming live at hometownstation.com worldwide if there's people outside of the world listening to us. You can also download the free KHTS app by going to your App Store, your Google Play Store, and search KHTS, and you can download the free KHTS app there. What do we do on the Neighborhood Watch? We talk about crime prevention, community programs that in conjunction with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station. And we have every week we try to get, or every 2 times a month, we try to get at least one deputy in here. We have Shirley Miller. She is the new PIO for the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station. And this week we have Zone 1 leader, so we're starting right off at the top here. Zone 1.
Kyle, I'm trying to go in order here, so I invited Deputy DeYoung to be on today for Zone 1, and then when we meet back in 2 weeks, I'm hoping to have the zone leader for Zone 2.
Let's hope Zone 2 after that. That's
right,
the goal, yeah.
Right. I just figured it was fair, start at number 1. So Deputy DeYoung, you were it today, and it's quite a treat because usually we do not get to see him that often because he is up in Gorman.
Up in Gorman, yeah. So Zone 1 is Gorman area, and we'll get to that in just a minute, but we appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you driving down here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, taxpayers are paying the gas money, right? So things are, you got a lot of gas before. No, I'm kidding. But so Zone 1, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We want to talk about a little bit, though, about ways to stay in touch with what is going on here in the Santa Clarita Valley. One way we do that, and we love it here at KHTS, and you should love it here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and that is with Nixle. All right, and Shirley, can you explain what Nixle is and what the purpose of it is?
Right. Well, in the past, we used traditional news releases as the sheriff department to get information out to the public and the media. And what Nixle is, it allows us to interact with the public to give them up-to-date information. It can be community information. It can be advisory information. It could be alerts. And it's very easy. It's free to sign up, and you can get the information via text, via email, and that way you know what's going on in your neighborhood.
And you can sign up per zone. We also have KHTS News Director Jessica Boyer here as well.
How's it going?
Good morning, Jessica.
That's okay.
I forgot to introduce you. Yeah, sorry about that. But we use it here at KHTS all the time. The Nixle reports. That's how we get our news here at KHTS a lot of times.
Instead of me calling Shirley constantly, it's really nice that the sheriff's station can just put out a message to all of the media, and that way we can all have the same information. It's concise, it's clear, it's correct.
And with social media, it just allows us to get it out so quickly to everybody all at the same time.
And it's not just for news people, it's for anybody, and you can sign up per zone. And
right, you can sign up per zone, and the website for that is it's www.nixle.com. And if you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason putting your home resident address, you can pick the 2 nearest cross streets to where you live at, put those in so that we can give you the information.
Yeah, and it'll send you a text. You can get an email with all that information. But you guys are also pretty, you guys spend a lot of time on social, well, you probably don't spend a lot of time on social media, but you guys are very active on social media.
Well, actually, I do. Confession. Yes.
Shirley does nothing but watch cat videos. That's all she does now.
Yes, all the YouTube stuff all the time. But we do have the Santa Clarita Valley Station Facebook page that we post information on. You can also follow us on Twitter to get information. So, there's a lot of different ways that you can keep in touch.
Yeah, and that's and then in case of an emergency or anything like that, make sure, and you want to know what's going on in your valley. You want to know what's going on in your neighborhood. So that's a good way that, social media, Instagram, all the social medias, they got it pretty much covered. And then also Nixle is a great way to stay in touch with what is going on.
And then with our zone deputies, sometimes I get inquiries from residents in Santa Clarita perhaps asking specific questions about their neighborhood. And that's why it's so nice that we have the zone deputies that I can ask them, what area do you live in? And then refer them to that zone deputy so they can get more specific information and personalized.
Which leads us to Deputy DeYoung, and he is the zone leader over in Gorman. Zone 1, now I have to ask, Zone 1, that means you're number 1, right? You're the best, right?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But, yeah, definitely Zone 1.
Okay, so Zone 1, that is the Gorman area. So you are, it's kind of a different vibe out there, right? It's kind of a, not to, upset any people that live in Gorman, but it's kind of an isolated area, right?
It is isolated. It's a small town.
Yeah, there's not there's a little bit of different kind of patrolling going on, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
what kind of what kind of service calls are you dealing with in the Gorman area?
Well, really, we get everything that the big city, I call it the big city.
Okay.
And when I come down here, it's the big city. We get everything the big city gets, just a lot further and fewer in between.
Okay.
Everything imaginable, it happens up there.
So pretty much the same stuff you're getting on here, just fewer and far between.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet up there for the most part.
So what challenges, what's difficult about being in that type of an environment?
Well, probably some of the bigger challenges is just the remoteness of the area. The area that I cover is almost 400 square miles.
Oh, holy cow.
So, yeah, and I could be the only deputy up in the area at the time. So when things happen, especially if they happen big, I'm usually it. So
Okay.
I'm the guy responding.
Okay, so you got a lot of ground to cover.
I got
So
a
that's
lot of
kinda-
ground to
That's
cover,
kind of the challenge there.
Yeah.
Luckily, you have special lights on the top of your car that get you places a little faster.
It gets me there a little faster.
Yeah, a little faster. Yeah. So, okay, so when you're going through training and stuff, and patrolling and stuff, is it what you expected, or is it kind of different than what you expected being on patrol in Gorman? Did you start on patrol in Gorman, or have you done it elsewhere?
No. I've worked elsewhere, other stations,
Okay.
and actually worked down here in the city for about 4 years.
Okay.
Before being transferred up there. I've been up there about 9 years, so I pretty much know everybody up there by name. I know what's going on. Like I say, it's small town, so everybody kind of fills you in on things that are going on.
Oh, that's kind of a good
I lose track, Deputy DeYoung. How many years have you been at Santa Clarita Valley Station altogether?
Let's see, I got here, Santa Clarita Valley Station, 1999, so it's been about 16 years.
Okay, yeah. I know that you've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And if you will excuse me, I have to go ahead and do this. I had mentioned on Facebook that you were going to be on the show today and asked if anyone had questions for you. And
Oh boy, I don't know about this.
I'm sorry.
I didn't filter this, Deputy Dunn, just so you know.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of questions I was sent and a couple of questions I was instant message. Okay, here it goes. I'll try to keep a straight face. Do you ever ride horses there?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I have horses, so yeah, I do ride.
Okay, but not when you're not like a
Not
mounted
on-
patrol
no,
deputy
not on duty.
Yeah,
Nope.
it'd be kind of tough to cover that 400 square miles on a horse.
Well,
Yeah.
although sometimes, that'd be kind of cool to get on a horse and.
I feel like okay, so I have a story about this. One time, my maybe I shouldn't admit this, but my family was lighting off fireworks in Ventura, and
Is this the sort of thing that we're supposed to be going, no, like we're not really?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, maybe. I think statute of limitations is over. I think I was like
Hopefully
10
it's
years old.
over.
I was at 10 years old at the time, and these sheriffs came up on horseback, and it was extremely intimidating. So so maybe we need a horse in Gorman.
Hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Right. There's some that get to ride motorcycles and do off-road. Why not a horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have an off-road enforcement team that occasionally comes up if I have off-road issues up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't ride personally, but off-road vehicles. But
Okay.
yeah, we get those guys to come up.
Gotcha.
Okay, next question. There's 3 more questions. Do you watch boats?
Do I watch?
To watch boats.
Do you watch boats? I guess maybe they're thinking that you're near Pyramid Lake.
Well, yeah, we do have Pyramid Lake and Quail Lake in my patrol district.
So do you respond sometimes to boating accidents?
Yeah, occasionally. See, now it's Parks Bureau. It's Pyramid Lake is policed out of a different bureau, Parks Bureau. And
So Parks Bureau has
occasionally
that, and then if something should arise, then you would just go and assist them.
respond down there and assist them. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm boat trained and dive trained, and so yeah, I assist them
Okay.
Man.
Two
And you
more.
ride
Pretty
horses?
cool.
and ride horses.
Do you cook? Because good grief.
Well, barbecue.
Oh, okay, that works.
Barbecue,
Yeah,
of course.
okay. Good heavens.
Okay, 2 more quick questions. Are there houses in Gorman?
Yeah. That's funny because actually this morning I was thinking, how many residents are there actually in the town of Gorman? And I counted 12.
Really?
12. There's
You're
12
kidding.
people that live in the town of Gorman.
Well, no wonder you know everybody's name.
Yeah, but the outlying towns like 3 Points and Neenack and out in the desert areas, I think probably all total there's maybe about 2,000. So,
Not bad.
yeah.
And the last question, you don't have to answer, but it said, when do you retire? How long until retirement?
Not soon enough. About 5 years. No, I'd say about 5 more years.
That's
yeah,
not bad.
I've been on 25 now.
Holy
so
cow.
about 5 more. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
All
there's
right.
light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I can see the light. Yeah.
So those questions weren't too bad.
Okay, good. All
I
right.
was afraid though when they started coming through. I'm like, I really set myself up for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a private message though, so you can delete some of them. Yeah. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit here. This is the Neighborhood Watch on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, presented by All American Bail Bonds. We have Shirley Miller. She is the PIO for the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station, and we also have Deputy John DeYoung. He's the Zone 1 leader. He hangs out up in Gorman, and I wanted to ask, from time to time, there is wildlife. Is there a lot of wildlife situations in Gorman? Because it seems, I don't know, you said you cover a lot of ground. I know,
Yeah.
but is it, for the most part, is there a lot of stuff that you need to deal with?
Well, probably 90% of my area is like I say, remote. It's mountainous or desert. In years past, we've had problems with bears mostly. I have actually seen mountain lions. I know that's kind of a hot topic now with what happened in Lancaster. I haven't really had any mountain lions come down into town, but I have seen them up in the mountains, in the hills. The biggest problem we have is with bears. Bears are coming down looking for water, food, whatever they can find, and scaring people off the beaches at Pyramid Lake. And
Have you seen that more recently, like with the drought and stuff? Do you see that more often?
oh, absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because there's just no available water or food up in the mountains, right now.
Okay, so you deal with that. You mentioned in Lancaster there was an incident where a mechanic had an encounter with a mountain lion.
Right.
Did you see that? Did you see the pictures of how big that mountain lion was?
No, I didn't. But
it was huge.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to say it was probably around 75 pounds.
And I was reading one of the stories, and this mountain lion jumped on this mechanic when he was opening his shop. Like, imagine just, going to your job for the day and then turning around and there's this huge mountain lion.
Yeah.
But I know they aren't,
That must've been scary.
mountain lions aren't seen very often. I got the chance to talk to a ranger at Placerita Canyon Nature Center the other day, Ranger Frank.
Ranger Frank.
Yeah, and he was just telling me that, while mountain lion attacks can be scary and they're very rare, I guess.
They are
you see
very
bears
rare.
more than
They
you see
usually want
mountain
to avoid
lions.
people as much as people want to avoid them.
So Deputy, I want to ask you, what are some of the precautions that people should take if, is running and screaming the right thing to do when it comes to seeing a bear or a mountain lion? So what do we need to do?
No, the biggest thing is just stay calm. What you want to do is kind of make yourself look big. So if you have other people with you, just kind of huddle up, make a lot of noise. With bears and stuff, maybe you want to throw small rocks. You don't want to hurt the bear, but just scare it away. They're after food. That's, plain and simple. They're just after your food. So you just want to scare them away. But running with mountain lions and even bears may trigger their predatory instinct to chase you.
Yeah.
And as big as a bear is, you can't outrun it because they can run up to about 35, 40 miles an hour.
Which is
in a full
surprising.
sprint.
how large they
cow.
are.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of animal and they move fast.
I'm just curious, have you ever seen any bear cubs there?
Oh yeah,
babies?
bear cubs, sure, yeah. Yeah,
That's fun.
yeah.
How cute.
Don't play with the bear cubs,
It's
though.
fun to watch, but it is kind of scary when you're the guy that shows up and has to scare this thing away. So.
The next time that you see that, text me a picture.
I
would like to see that.
Safety
Yeah.
first, though.
Oh,
Come on.
yes,
let's
of
be,
course.
let's be
Yes,
right.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes,
Safety
from a
first. Yeah.
safe distance.
Picture of the deputy getting mauled.
And okay, so let's shift gears again. We want to talk about, this is the time of year, people are outside, and so we got to deal with, wildlife situations. But we also, this is an important time of year for kids. They're going to be on the computer more with back to school stuff. Let's talk a little bit about back to school safety a little bit. And what things can we do to prepare our kids and our families for back to school stuff? What are some of the things that we can do to make sure, so kids aren't talking to strangers and stuff like that? What are some ideas that you have?
Talking to strangers. You shouldn't talk to anybody you don't know because you don't know their intentions. You don't know if they might be there to abduct you or something. You don't know who they are, what their background is, what their intentions are. Simple things like walking to school, walk with a buddy. Make that arrangement to walk with a neighbor to school and home. Obviously, if somebody approaches you, run to your nearest adult, scream and yell, make a lot of noise, attract a lot of attention, and make sure you tell somebody. You know, I know sometimes it's hard, and I'm trained to do this, but, you know, if you can get a license plate number or just even a description of the person that's trying to pull you into their car or something, that's important.
Right. And then I think it's also important for parents to warn their kids that there are bad adults that may try to use a technique. We've seen this on the news. We've seen the video where someone, can you help me find my lost puppy? Oh, I have these really cute kittens in my car. Something that seems very innocent. And have you seen the shows where they would set things up like that just for parents thought their kids would never fall for things like that. And the parents would be in tears watching on camera as they watch their kid just, oh, yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
So you need to warn your kids.
And it's kind of a fine line. So I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and so it's kind of a fine line. You of course want my kids to be respectful to people that they meet and stuff like that, but also you want them to be cautious in situations like that. So that's something that, you know, teach your kids about that.
Right.
And yes,
Yeah.
and also have you heard about having a code word? Your kids know the people who most likely, in case of emergency, will be picking them up from school. But what if they can't get a hold of them? Have a code word established with your kid that you will tell that person who's picking them up what the code word is, and tell your child, don't go with anyone unless they know that code word.
Cool. That's
a really good
That's a
idea.
really good idea.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Going with that a little bit, so back to school safety. Also, you know, like I said, kids, it's school time, so they're going to be on their computers, on the internet. What are some of the things that I know you had a pamphlet here about a couple of pamphlets here about cyberbullying and using the internet properly and stuff like that. Are you seeing a lot of that? Do you deal with a lot of that, Deputy, with cyberbullying and stuff like that?
You know, I have to admit I don't.
On patrol, I wouldn't think that you would.
Well,
but-
up there, no.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, there's probably maybe 6 kids, and like I say, that 2,000. Majority of the people up there are retired or
All in a one-room schoolhouse, grades K through 6.
You know, yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, we have one school, and it's 1 through 6, yeah. So no, I don't deal a lot with that.
But that's something that parents and kids need to be aware of, is that this is the dangers of chatting.
Yes.
And with that going along with the strangers talk, it happens on the internet too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you don't know who you're talking to. You know, you may think you're talking to a 14-year-old boy online. Turns out it's a 50-year-old, you know, sex registrant of some sort who's abducted children in the past. You just don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah, you hear that on the news all too often, where they will, the teenagers will establish a relationship with someone that is much older, and then they run off to meet this person. But what we like to tell parents to instruct their kids, never give your personal information out on the internet, never give them your address, your telephone number, anything personal. And then we advise parents to have the computer out in an area in the house that's visible. Don't let your kids be on the internet with their door shut, because I know I went through this social media training, and they were talking about the dangers of children in the internet, and they said parents would not think of letting their children be in their bedroom with a sex offender with the door shut. But in essence, when they're on the computer and they're chatting with people, it's kind of like the same thing.
And another issue that people are having to deal with is cyberbullying. I mean, SCV Purge, that was a big thing last year. And I don't know, can you explain a little bit about what the SCV Purge was in terms of?
So it was a Twitter page or Twitter account, and the person who was running the account was a teenager. They went to school out here, and people who had broken up with their significant others, they started sending their significant others or their ex-boyfriends, girlfriends, nude pictures to this account, and the owner of the account would post them on Twitter, which is, you know, I know I grew up with the internet. I don't remember a time when I didn't use the internet.
I'm really glad that I didn't grow up with the internet.
And I remember my parents constantly telling me, don't put anything out there. I don't care if it's your phone, your laptop, your tablet, whatever. Like, don't put anything out there that you don't want other people to see. And as soon as it's on the internet, it's there forever.
Yeah.
Like, you can do whatever. You can try all these things to try and get it off. There's businesses now that you can hire to hide stuff that you've posted.
Yeah.
But and it's really sad because I've heard, not in our area, but kids that have taken their own life because of the embarrassment of stuff that was put out there, and they're going through such a vulnerable time anyway, adolescence, and it's just devastating to them.
This is the Neighborhood Watch presented by All American Bail Bonds on your hometown station AM 1220 KHTS. We're going to take a quick break. More with News Director Jessica Boyer, Deputy DeYoung, and Shirley Miller, the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station PIO. We're going to again take a quick break. More after this.